Welcome back to Titan. So last time I did quite a lot of work on the new power substation, which is behind this wall here, and colour-coded not to drill through the yellow, but in theory I could open up the green when I'm ready. And the next project that needed to be done was to move the so let's pick these up. Was to move the solid fuel generator to a new home, but it was a bit involved, so I said I wouldn't tackle that on the end of the last episode. We'd start it again fresh today. So before I go out and do that, I'm going to start by...
Oxygen critical.
How are we looking in here, actually, before I start roaming off doing other things? 9%, nice. Okay, so this is holding fairly steady. And we have a grown potato. So we'll... Good. I think I still have at least one in there. Probably have a stack of them in the fridge, but we'll use this one. I mostly just wanted to check on the state of things. Right, so... the important things to know before we start: that battery is pretty much charged. Right, okay, go in there, and I want to make sure everything is charged up and ready, and we don't have anything that's going to be a problem for the next little while. So we'll give that a little boost. We'll dump some out of there. Okay, I think we're in reasonably good shape. Power in there. Power in there. Let's top that fuel off. Okay, right. Okay, I think that's as good as it's going to get. Right, let's get on with it. So I'm hoping that this isn't too much of a nightmare, but clearly moving the generator means not only moving the generator and recabling it, it also means modifying the coal chutes and probably then having to refeed those. So that's why I just want to make sure we do this right. But also I need to recable move this chip and recable it. But I need to switch which power network it's on. We want that onto the black coloured one, which is running all the rest of the power-based devices and is in here. So I think the likely solution is going to be to put a new frame down there and build a small enclosure. I could put it here, but I'd rather give myself a bit more space from the door. I might even put it this side. Just in case I want to build anything out down here later on. Yeah, I think I might do that. So I'm going to build a dedicated enclosure and put the generator into it. That will allow me, if we're using any non-centrifuge fuel, to capture any off-gassing. Let's see what we're doing. We've got one spare chute, not much else. And we'll move it down there. So let's build that first, and then we'll set up all the cabling and as much as possible of the chutes before I actually move it. We'll create a couple of frames just to sit it on, but also just give me a little bit of space. Maybe we'll use flat walls for a change. Save using all the silicon we've got. Yeah, okay. So we're going to make a 2x1 enclosure. So we need 2 for the ceiling, and then we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the walls plus a door. Right, so that's 4, 5. It's number 6 coming out, so this is number 7. Okay, great. And we need steel sheets. And we're going to want 7 of them. Now I know how many I need, I can easily just do that. Oh yeah, of course. Right, so let's grab that. And I also need... I should have made that more because I actually want to weld up those 2 frames and I'm going to double weld them so they're airtight, so I actually need another 4 after that's done. So that plan wasn't great, but there we are. Okay, now we know we're going to need some more heavy cable, probably some more normal cable. I'll take 10 more normal, and then I guess we'll take 10 heavy. Right, that should be enough there. I'm running out of carrying space. Keep threatening to have a look at better backpack, but I mean, I could go for a hard suit, but I haven't got the materials, but I could at least get a proper space pack, which has a bit more room in it. Let's do it. Bit more room and a more powerful jetpack. Right, okay, so that's fine. That's the rest of my cable. That can stack into there. And then we're going to want some heavy cable. I think I'm going to need 20 heavy cable. I might not need as much, or I might need a bit more, but we'll go with that to start off with. That gas level is just too close to the outside atmosphere and it's flickering, which is annoying, so let's pump a bit out. Right, okay, let's see about this, shall we? Don't have any more space in it, but we do at least have a better jetpack. Let's do it that way round. Right, grab all of these. Probably don't need... I will keep those walls, actually, they are useful. Okay, that's good. Can go in there for now. At some point I'll probably recycle it. Turn this off. Turn this off. I wanted a door before I turned all that off. Should have thought of that, shouldn't I? In fact, not only do I need a door, I'm going to need one more iron sheet. Because the one I've got is to rig up a temporary wall. Door needs more iron. Okay, well, luckily iron is something we do have. No, go. Right, good. I've got that one. I'll run out of hand space. Got any room anywhere? No, I have literally got no more room anywhere. Okay, well, fine. That can go off. That can go off. That can go down for a minute. And I'm going to make a door, and I'm going to make one more iron sheet. Oh, what did I do there? Pressed the wrong button is what I did. Right, that can stack onto there. Is there anything here I can manage without? That can stack onto there. There we go, look at that, just about works. Okay, alright, good. Let's get to work. So I think if I maybe that's not the best thing to drop. Let's just stick these down. I'm going to build it here. Don't think it'll interfere with those. So let's start by welding that. Come on. Thank you. Right, good. And let's get the walls in. And we'll go for the flat wall design. Into there. To there. Yeah, we'll put it at that end. Go. And that one. Nice. There we are. Okay. So let's just look at this generator and figure out the optimum way to do this. So we actually want to turn this 90 degrees to the left so that the chute goes straight in at that end, which means the power is going to come out opposite where the chute goes in and the data is going to come out on the side where it comes in. So the main power routing needs to come out there. And across. And then the data one we'll need to do in a minute. Need to get the black paint. Okay, right, we're going to run data. I don't really want to run it into that corner because I can't, the power into that corner because I can't get it underneath. Let's figure out the best place to bring it inside. Right, come on. So I could bring it in here. It would obviously be neater if I can bring it in this side. I wonder if I could just sneak it in between these two and run it along here. So obviously this is where we care about making sure we've got the right colour on this heavy cable. Yeah, I think this could work. I'm going to need more heavy cable, but I think this could work. Come on. What are you doing? Thank you. How much have we got there? Oh, that'll do. There we are, 19. That should keep me going for a bit. Right, where's the black paint? There it is. No, I didn't want to do that. Go away, over there. You go in there, you go there, and spray that there. There we are, now we've got the cable in the colour we want. Right, now this routes in... How does it route? Oh, it routes in through the top there. Of course, it runs across the top of the door. Okay, so in theory... right, let's see how we get on. Might bring it out there. It's annoying because the generator actually is the opposite way round from what would be really convenient, because really if you want to put the data in there now. The problem with getting this, you see now, is I've got to get it the other side of that yellow, haven't I? Which is actually quite difficult. So that might not work. Yeah, didn't think of that. Damn. Should have thought of that. Okay, let's crawl in under here. Problem is the battery's right the other side. So back in again. It's a bit annoying because there's an airlock, but it's better to get this right. And I want to see it from this side rather than try to guess from memory. Yeah. So I could bring it in through that corner. Actually, I could bring it in through that corner because we're not using that in the airlock. And then I'll do that and then that and tidy it up and run it one parallel there. Then it won't interfere with this here. Okay, that's the way to do this. Right. Alright, there we go. A bit messy, but got that. I suppose at least, you know, we've already got an attachment point there. Now I've just got to strip this lot out. Okay. Alright, that looks okay. Yeah, and then I've got a couple of options on where I run the data cable, but I should be able to, if I pull it off the top here, I should be able to get it the other side of that red cable outside. Can we maybe go down there? Thank you. Yeah, that'll work. We'll run that straight through here. There we go. That's... Oh, no, I don't need a junction. Just a straight will be fine. Thank you very much. Right, and then that needs to end up over here. So that can run... there. And that can run along there. Nice, there we go. That's nice and clean. Anyway, now I've just got to get the data one through. Okay. So the data one needs to end up coming in further along, so I probably want to run that. Just cleanliness, I want to run it kind of like this. Could run it in and connect it inside the airlock. It's probably not what I wanted to do because I might want to put an APC in there. It's probably cleaner if I can run it out here, but I don't think I can run it. No, I can run it there. Okay, well, if you're going to let me, I'll take it. That's absolutely ideal. Didn't think it was going to let me do that. Nice. Okay, and then connect that in there. That goes in there. That runs along there. We probably want to bring it in. I think we want to bring it in here. I think that's about right. About there. I think that's right. I'll find out when I try and place it, but it's not a million miles out. Down there. In there. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. Okay, right, that's pretty good. That's what I wanted. Now we'll put a door on here. Just a manual hatch will be fine. Weld that. Okay, that does the job. That's a nice little space. Just clean it up a bit. Chop the tiniest bit of ground out and I get an absolute hurricane. Welcome to Titan. Okay, there we are, that does the job. I mean, it's actually taken quite a bit of the footing out around there as well, to be fair. But okay, that's pretty tidy. I'm happy with that. It's all nice and parallel and lined up. That probably means it won't work, but there we go. Might have to put some corners on those walls, they look a bit weird. But right, so in theory, that should be, yeah, that looks good. So now I just need to get the chute network directing in through the wall there, or along above and through the ceiling. we're good to go. But before we do that, whilst I'm over this end, I'm going to just put the walls in the right place over here. Come on. So if I just do this, it's a bit of a temporary fix, but I'm going to put a window on there actually, because that'll just be useful. We have to see through, but I don't want to accidentally. Ooh. I can't put no. Okay, no, that's fine. We'll just do that. Because what I don't want to do is to try and pressurize this entire substation yet. I don't have enough base air. But this is just a helpful safety. Yeah, I was going to put the door in. But if I'm going to put a door, I'll have to put it here, not there. Because I can't put the door right next to it. So I could do that. But really, I ultimately want the door there. I can't do that until I take the frame out. No, that's fine. What we'll do, now that's in place, I can take that frame out and put the door on the inside. Then from the HAB perspective, it will be flush, which is probably what I want. Okay, good. Probably also need to think about getting some cable through that wall there. I mean, that would be the clean way to do it, would be through that corner. Then that will just connect to the existing battery, and then eventually that frame will also come out. Right, I'm going to start shutting doors in here though, in case I screw up and take the wrong thing out. Right, okay. Oh, I still had an iron sheet there, I forgot about that, never mind. Those are here for the battery, so that's fine. Right, I think we're ready for the move. Except for the chutes, of course, that's the point. I need to do those. Okay, that's the next job then. Let's do that way round. Good. Okay, let's go. Let's just check that. Yeah, that's there. Yeah, I can't take that through that corner yet. Ultimately, that's what needs to happen, and then that can move inside, and this cable can be rerun somewhere. I haven't quite worked out where yet. Actually, I could take that run off there. That would give me a little bit more wriggle room, wouldn't it? Yeah, that needs a bit of thinking about actually. Where do we want that transformer to go? Probably inside. We probably want to run red cable actually. Probably parallel to this actually. Yeah, I think we'll run red cable along there and we'll connect that up on the inside. I think that's the right way to do it. Just trying to sort of build a mental picture of what that looks like internally. Anyway, right. Not quite ready for that yet. Next job, chutes. We've got one in here which we might as well grab as a starter. How many of these are we going to need? Loads, I expect. Pretty much just start it going, I think. I think I'm going to make some more normal cable. Not a huge amount, but just a little bit. case I need to resite anything else I haven't thought about. Still need to move that chip as well. That's obviously controlling the solid fuel generator. Could actually put it in the room where the solid fuel generator is, couldn't I? That would probably be a reasonably sensible, logical place to keep it. I think we'll do that. Right, let's see how we get on. 12 is never going to be enough, but it will give me a bit of a sense of how many more I'm going to need. Right, so let's let this continue to run here and then bend it outwards. Okay, actually that's not terrible. It's probably a reasonable place as any to actually put the corner. Okay, so yeah, it does need a few more, but it's not a million miles out. Right, shall I put that data chip on the wall in here? I might as well. Can't think of a better place to put it right now. Yeah, that was right the first time. Just did it wrong. 1, 2, 3 more. Yeah, that was fine. Stick it one higher up. Good, okay, that's ready for the chip then. Right, so that needs connecting to the solid fuel generator on device 1. And that is all. Of course, once I remove this, I have to move that. So I need to get the rest of the... Now I realise that I've got various things going on here that I need to replicate inside. I'll manage that in a minute. The key thing I want to do is to be able to do that redirect. So how many do I need? So I want to get across the middle, so that's going to need 1, 2, corner. So that's 3, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but 10. About 12 more is enough. Trouble is, I could reuse some of the ones I've got. Don't want to break the setup that's in place until I've replaced it, so I'm going to end up with some chutes that basically I reclaim at the end, but that's just how it is. Let's smelt that. I sort of feel I'd like to have put those chutes a bit higher up. They feel a bit claustrophobic so low down, but get me started. Right, how many have we got in there? 8. Okay, well let's do those. That's going to get me up to 12, which is what I said. We'll see how good my guess was. More iron if I need it. Right. Actually, if I replace that with a 5, it will only use 4 to get a length of 5, which will be more efficient. That's better. Yeah, I do really feel like I'd prefer it to be up here and dropping down. Perhaps now is the time to do that. If I don't do it now, it's going to be 10 times more difficult to do later. And that does feel nicer, just one higher up there. Oh my god, the rotation on this is so silly. Like, seriously, come on. Figure out what I'm trying to do. There we go. Yes, and then I can just flip that corner one up there. Just switch that to go up, not down. Okay, there, that feels better. Right. So now the question is, how long do we need this to go? Is it going to rotate sensibly? No, of course it's not. Oh, that was unfortunate. Probably should have expected that to happen, to be honest, but
Toxin critical.
yeah, I'm on it.
Toxin critical. Toxin critical. Toxin critical.
Come on.
Toxin
There we go.
Suit damage.
There we are.
Detected.
Right, okay. That was an unnecessary accident, wasn't it? Cracked my new suit. Never mind, at least I did have a new suit. And I had somewhere that I could get into reasonably quickly. Yeah, alright, less drama, you didn't die. That will flush that.
Pressure critical. Oxygen critical. Pressure critical. Low pressure.
Try to think what gas we've got in here now, but never mind. Right, I'd burn that off now. I'd rather have that happen now than unexpectedly when I'm welding something later. Okay. A bit of pollutant, never hurt anyone, right? Right? Drop the temperature a bit and see. That's not really going to do it, there's so little. Alright, that's fine. Well, we'll manage. Okay. It was very much an unrequired accident, but there we go. Shouldn't have stood there when I did it, really. Still, I got it in the right place, so we'll find. Whoops. It's quite some suction. Right. Now, actually, what I want to do is do it from the other side anyway. I haven't just jumped up there because I want to work out where I need it to come through here. I think I need it to come through. Can I have the single, please? Thank you. Think I need it to come through here. I think that will be right. Because that will be above this. That's not above this, though, is it? Through there, then. There we go. I'd rather have it come through one too close than one too far. Right, and then that goes there. And then that goes in. So I wonder about putting a window in there, because it would be slightly nice to be able to see if this thing is full. Why will you not find the spot? Come on, this should not be difficult. No, look, right, don't jump 2, just go 1. Oh my god. Seriously. Thank you. Okay. Right. And then we'll just put normal straight down there. Okay. Well, I think I should probably now switch that. Oh, there's a lot more in there than I expected. Okay. Okay, that's because they're tiny stacks. Where did the rest of it go? There it is. I say tiny stacks, they're not tiny, but they're not 50 stacks. I probably should put a stacker in that loop somewhere, but anyway, never mind. Yeah, they're clearly 15 stacks, aren't they? Right. Okay. Alright, that's now redirected, so all new coal is now going to go up and over. So I guess that means I need to get this move done. Oh, there's another one there. Oh, loads came out. I mean, it's good. It means we've got a good old stock, but... Any others? No, that's all of them, I think. Yeah, that's all of them. Right, now then. Gonna disarm that. And I'm going to manually run that for a second. Just to force it to charge everything. And then whilst it's doing that, let's remove that inlet. Okay, so then I'll just need a junction and a corner. And I think we may as well do this at this point. Right, so just check that is the only device that's connected is the solid fuel generator. Yep. Okay, good. Okay, and then in a minute I'll come back and turn it off. Can't connect that to anything yet because there's nothing to connect it to yet. Right, okay, this is it. Let's do it. Yeah, of course more coal goes flying, but theory, that should neatly drop in there. Ah, that's one across. Didn't check that little detail there, did I? Never mind. That's okay, we can live with that. We just switch that one out, switch that one out. We'll make that one a corner. We'll make that one a down. And we know we need a corner there. We need a junction in there. That. And actually, I'd really like that to be a window as well, which we should be able to do now because I don't need any of this assembly. That goes in there. Right, hang on, let's do this way round. I want the inlet here. Eventually, every possible other direction before we get the one we want. There we go. And it's not even in the right place because I didn't quite get it facing the direction I wanted it in. Oh, that's the point. That's really the right place for it, but if I want to drop it down one, I'd actually be better off putting it there anyway. There we go. And then corner, corner, and hopefully that will link up. Now I'm going to need one more, aren't I? Yep, I need one more than I've got. I don't want to do it so that I can't reach that switch should I want to. Okay, right, let's switch that to the solid fuel generator. Flick that on. Okay, so in theory that should be running. Just need... Right, wonder where the rest of that coal ended up. Possibly in the hole? No. Oops. Didn't quite mean to go so high. I forgot I'd got the enhanced jetpack. Where did it end up? Oh, there's some there anyway. I'll take that. Oh well, I guess I'll find it at some point. Dunno. It'll show up. We've got some to be going on with anyway, so that's fine. Right, and I need one more chute. Let's go make that. Then I reckon I'm going to have to get inside and have a drink. But that's a good start. Got that generator moved. I reckon we've got a little bit more time on this episode, so having got that done, might even have time to... There we go, that's what I wanted. Let's throw that in there, and let's stack that. I suppose I may as well throw that one in for now. The rest of it will show up somewhere at some point, I'm sure. Drop down in here and just note that is actually blocked, so it should be over this side somewhere. It's not in that trench, then it's got to be around here somewhere. Right, okay. Now let's start cleaning up a bit. That whole run can go at this point, which is rather nice. That's good. So that can go in there. Yeah, what the hell, let's add it to the green. Let's take that out of there. We've obviously still got a cable run underneath the floor here, but I'm not worried too much about that. What I am going to try and do is figure out what we need to do here so we can connect all this properly on the inside. Right, so let's go in and do that bit next. Get that ready for the transformer, and then we'll move the transformer in. And then I think I should be able to seal that other side up, and then I am ready when I want to actually go through the walls. Okay, yeah, that's going to need a little bit of work because we're going to want to put the transformer there. One or the other. Well, logically the way to do this then is to run that trunk vertically down there. Go. And this one in here. There we go, and then we should be all set, and then we should just be able to move the other transformer to there. Just make sure the other end is connected. And that's looking pretty good. How's my health looking? 55. Come on, we can do this. That's basically ready to go, so let's button that up. Okay, so that is connected there. It's not connected quite correctly yet, but it's more or less where it should be. So I think if I take that transformer out now, bring it through here. A little bit more tedious than it maybe needed to be. I probably could have done it in one hit, but I don't want to cut off power to the greenhouse for any significant amount of time. So obviously that means the grow lights are off. Sometimes it pays to measure twice and cut once. And I feel like this was one of those times. Right, there we go. And then we should be able to ramp that up. That's turned power on, so that looks good. Obviously, I need to remember to come and paint this transformer. Let's give it the full 5 kilowatts. Lovely. Right. Seal that. Seal that. Back out here. There we go. That's pretty good. So I want to do one last little bit of wire cleanup. Right, that one. Actually, let's clean this first. We should not need that anymore. I do need to think about whether I want to connect that to that. Obviously we've still got some charge in that inside battery, so at the moment that's not going to get used at all. But we'll figure that one out. It's not the cleanest. I'll have to look at that, especially if I want to route that through there. I need to do that from the inside though, I can't do it from out here. Okay, one more thing to do, which is I want a frame and 2 iron sheets, or steel sheets rather, and we'll sort that. One, 2. Should have brought the plastic sheets from inside the power substation, but I did not. Do I even have anywhere to pick that up? Probably not. No, I can't really see any other useful stacking I can do. It's just how it is. Right, health is really getting rather low now. I'm going to have to get a shift on with this. Right, so what is blocking that? It's the walls. It must be that one. Right, now before I seal this, let's just check. Nothing else in here. No, all good. Okay, right, I've run out of pockets, but let's throw that in there. So I want to do one last sanity check before I go inside, which is becoming quite urgent, which is to make sure I can't see any yellow frame or green frame anywhere. Looks good. All good, all good, all good. Always just sensible to double check that you can't see any before considering removing walls or frames in a flammable atmosphere. Okay. think that's all fine.
Health critical.
Yeah, I know, health is critical. I'm going inside in a second. It's literally the next thing I'm doing. No, that all looks good. Okay, we'll properly sort this crawl space out next time, but for now, that's good. Whoa, this jetpack's a bit lethal. Right, okay, let's get inside before I die. Because I am getting fairly seriously dehydrated now. Yeah, bored now, come on, let's go.
Oxygen critical.
Once I've got the space, I might even build a sleeper and try and cure my lungs, but I need a bit more room to move before I try and do that. I'm actually sure there's physical space to fit that in this room at the moment. Right, okay, so that is now only driving that battery charger, which I may as well take the opportunity to use to actually get some charge into some batteries. But I could run this round a bit higher. If I were to do this,
Health low.
this would help as well in terms of running out of inventory space, wouldn't it? Oh, I can't get in that corner. Come on, get in there. Okay, that's everything still appears to be working as designed. Right, so the thing I need to think about is whether I actually want to route that coming from the green and then this becomes a fallback battery system for the hab downstream of the main batteries, or whether I just want to deplete this. There's pros and cons either way. I guess if I just deplete it, I can reuse it elsewhere. The other one is coming in. It's coming in down there, but I can't get to the... There it is, right. So it's coming in there. So what I want it to do is... I can't do that, can I? Well, I mean I can, but then I can't run this there, which is what I want to do, because of that cable being on the corner as well. Can't run, can run it further across, but it just becomes more difficult. Did that wrong. Right, put that there. This cabling would be actually an awful lot easier if I did just make this battery be downstream, but then it sort of perpetuates its use, and I'm just not sure that's the right thing to do at the moment. For the sake of some simpler cabling now, I'm then stuck with this here, which is not necessarily where I want it. Now, can I do that? I'm not even sure I can do that. No, I can't, can I? That still doesn't actually solve my problem because I can't run this. Or can I? Or can I? Can I bring that in one more? Maybe. No, because if I want that to go up there, that's going to try and join it to that one there. So I'm going to try and join it to it. It is going to join it to it. And I can't put one here that goes this way. So these situations where it looks like it works, but the small grid is not small enough. That can't go any further that way. That can't go any further. The only thing I could possibly do with that is bring it through one higher up. Yeah, that's literally the only thing I can do with that, is to bring it through higher up. Give myself space to wiggle it out a bit. That's what I'm going to have to do, isn't it? So that I've got room to put something in that's that shape, and then... whoops. That shape. And then this will have to be one higher. I'll have to come around here. And then... that'll need to be moved. And then that can go through there. Yeah, that's how it's going to have to be. That's going to have to go change there. That junction is going to have to change. That's going that way at the moment, is it? Right, okay. So we'll have to have that go that way and that way. And then that one can go up there. I need one more. Ah, dropped the wrong one. Split one. Drop that. Grab that and that. Oh, this is unnecessarily difficult sometimes. Right, that will work. And then that will work. And then that can go up here. Irony is, all of this is coming out longer term. And I can't access the other side of that wall right now either until I take this frame out. Okay, well I can see what I need to do, I just can't actually do it yet. I should just snip that one and move it up though. Oh no, that doesn't fit either. Yeah. Got to... this is just ridiculous. Got to do that. Yeah, that's it, and then I've got to do that. Then that will allow me to put that through there. Like that. So that's what I'm going to have to do. But in the short term I'm going to have to fix that to there, or we've got no power in it. Okay, alright, well until that wall comes out I can't actually fix that. But it's at least kind of close. Now that one could come out, although it's behind the fridge, so it's of limited use. I actually need to take them both out. Right, okay, so what I need to do actually is go around the other side, put in another temporary wall. Luckily I had one. Where did I throw that? There it is. Let's go do that. Okay, it's a plan. Whoops, shut my helmet before I suffocate. Let's go fix that. Come back round. Sort out this side. Yeah, because I can't get behind there anymore. At least we're going in the right direction by doing this, even if it's not quite the right answer. Once we know we've got enough gas built up in the gas process, which I'm going to go check in a minute, then I can properly pressurise this substation rather, with the normal atmosphere, but there's quite a volume to fill compared to the size of the hab, and I don't want to waste it all. Which is why I'm putting these temporary walls in for now. There we go, and glaze that. Okay, that's fine. So, and the pressure differential will be fine for an iron wall. So we'll do that, we'll seal that up. Yeah, I need enough gas to basically pressurise a volume of about 4 times what's the current hab, and I just don't think I have that right now. In fact, it's probably more than that. Let's do a quick count. Internal volume there is 5 by 2 by 4, I think, or 3, 4. So that's 40 volume internal plus the link corridor. That's 2 by 1 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 50 frame internal volume. And actually we're not even going to include the greenhouse when we do the calculation, because this is not greenhouse air we're talking about, it's normal air. This is currently pressurizing. When this airlock's open, we'll include that because that's the volume, the pressure we're actually seeing inside. 3 by 3 by 1, so that's 9 plus 1 is 10. So we're going to go from 10 to 60. So yeah, I think probably we need to make sure we've got really pretty good gas stock. Since this is only pressurized to 78 kPa, I don't think we're quite ready to reduce it that much yet. However, we can do this. Okay, nothing blew up. That's a great start. Okay, good. Still forgot to pick up the plastic sheets while I was through there. But I can fix the wiring, so it's all good. And I can see where it's going to go, so we'll put a solid wall across here. This will be the actual link corridor. Might even put a solid wall across those two sides, actually. Thinking about it, that would be cleanest. Let's do that. But first things first. It's a bit silly because it goes down in order to come back up, but just how it has to be, because where that transformer's got to be located. Go, let's add those to there. Just go, whoops, straight along, click, click. Take you out of there, take you out of there. And actually I could clean this up quite a bit now, because I could just drop this to the floor. I think that kind of encourages me to put a wall on there, unless I want to move all that infrastructure, which I might want to do, but short term it seems like a pretty good idea. Connect you to there. Right, and then the consumption network that's coming out of that battery and out of that main stack. So this green is the main high voltage power line for the base. It's routing into there. It's feeding from that battery as well as from those batteries. So that looks good. And this is all running off the batteries at the far end. Which obviously I can't see because they're through those doors, but that's fine. What it does mean is this battery is functionally also feeding those as well. And if I now... I'm just going to snip that and leave it hanging. Leave that there so I can reconnect it. What I want to do is ultimately run that battery flat and then move it, but I don't want to waste the energy that's in it. No point in moving a fully charged battery, that's just silly. Do that. And then this whole setup here needs to be moved so that that's sourcing from the green power spine rather than the red generation spine as well. Okay, we can start to see how this is coming together. Somewhere I had a wall, but I don't think I had enough hands to carry it, so I think it's through in the workshop still. Let's flick those back in there. And then the plan would be to put a door there. This is why I don't want to seal this wall up quite yet, because it's the only way to really come and go, but we will seal that, and we'll seal across here. And then we'll have this access tunnel, which will have, I might put a second door on there so you can access this from either end. But this will have the, or maybe just move the door halfway down, might be easier. This will have the transformers and any other cabling we need to run, or pipes if we need to run pipes up and down. And at some point I'll probably put a vertical riser in, because I want to put a level below this. And one of the things I've got quite into doing, because it makes it much easier, is to put vertical shafts in between the floors. So ultimately probably this frame will come out and become a vertical shaft down, connected up to a horizontal shaft here, and then this area becomes the main walkway, and all the cables and pipes can be hidden away and accessed only when required. So that's where ultimately we want to end up, I think. And then this area can become a sort of suiting room, and then we have some corridor. That could actually be a good point to run the services up and down as well. I'll have to think about that, but we will eventually enclose this area here, and then we'll have effectively a corridor area, and then I'll punch through that wall at some point and connect it up to the gas processor. That's the long-term plan. And that still keeps all of that area clear for future greenhouse expansion if we need more cells for that. And then I can downstairs put the kind of true hab stuff, like the sleeper, and I could move the kitchen down there. Well, that's a bit of a faff if the food's up here, but I might do that anyway, just because it might feel nicer. I want to put a proper control room in. I need a server room to run all of that. So plenty more to build. And as the icon in the top right is reminding me, I also still need to build a shower and that sort of stuff. So that's the plan, I think. Anyway, that's all great, but that's probably quite enough for now, because I think we're well over an hour, probably an hour and a quarter-ish. That's good progress. We've almost connected the various parts of the hab together. I did say before we finished I'd go and check on the state of the gas annex. I suppose that would be a smart thing to do before we leave it, just to make sure, but I need to avoid getting sidetracked because you know what I'm like. But let's go and at least see how it's looking through there. I should have put a more charged battery in there, shouldn't I? That was dumb.
Hunger, caution.
Never mind, we're okay for now. Let's go see how it's looking. Ah, well, there's at least one of the random bits of coal. Don't know how the hell it got all the way around here, but I mean, I suppose it means these walls are working. Stopped it going any further. Right, interesting. Decompress this. Obviously, when we do connect this area to the main hab, we will put an additional airlock in to keep this isolated. It's nicely temperature controlled at 24 though. That's really impressive. It's actually stayed stable for an entire episode. Okay, we've got a small amount of CO2, but not much. A large 10,000 moles of nitrogen at a good temperature, and no oxygen. Okay, well, probably not a surprise, but that's still decent. Okay. Right, that's just processing through, I think, by the looks of things. Subject to the filters not having run out. CO2 filters certainly have run out. nitrogen filters have run out, and the oxygen filter hasn't. Okay, I'm going to do a really hacky quick fix on the CO2 filter. Just to get, not that there's much in there, it's mostly nitrogen, but just to get it out of the line. Or maybe not. Oh, what the hell, we'll do it with the 3%er. Right, that's active. That one's probably gone to sleep. Oh no, it is actually active. Even though those are on 0, I don't think I put a check in there to do that. Okay, right, well that's good. How much gas have we got in the line here then? Nothing, and that's because we don't have any oxygen. That's nicely pressurized up though. Okay, so that suggests that we probably have more CO2. Oh no, that's actually empty as well. Okay, that's actually in a quite good state in terms of it's done its job. I think we're probably ready to generate some more CO2 then in that case, because this whole line is empty except for what's cycling through the greenhouse. We've still got some in there. Can't get rid of the damn stuff. Going to have to put a pressure reg on there, aren't I? And set it up as a purge valve and suck it out. Didn't really want to, but gonna have to. That's annoying. I thought once that was at 0, and that's still at 50 though, isn't it? Oh wait, what if I throw that switch there? That will probably process down. No, it won't because we've run out of nitrogen filter. Alright, I'm in danger of getting myself distracted. What I will do is bring one expired filter of each of these back to the hab and put them through the filter cleaner. If only so that I remember next episode that that's top of my list to come and sort out. Right, let's go back inside. Probably best filter clean my own. Did I just swap a 0 for an 11? I think I did. I think I actually just made that worse. I thought they were both 0 on the CO2. Oh well. Never mind. I think we might need some more power in there. Right, okay, so let's duck through here. May as well release the CO2 in here rather than in the hab. Let the plants have it directly, otherwise I'm just creating more cleanup for later. Right, I've got too many windows open. Close that, close that, close that. There it is. I think we might replant a few potatoes now. Now that I can start to see that we have an actual problem with needing to produce more oxygen. Right, I think that's probably as many as it's sensible to do for now. Well, we've got seeds, I'll do those. There we go, any more seeds? Just keep those. Just in case. Okay, there we go. Right, so that's increased the planting a bit anyway. So that will start to help. Just know it takes a bit of time to start to process that through. So we've clearly got a bit of spare, not a lot, but a bit of spare CO2. And this is pressurized up at 87 kPa, whereas through here it's down at 70. So we definitely need more oxygen. Right, let's have a drink. Kind of proves my point, doesn't it? Yeah, I did eat all of the last potato. Right. I guess also next time I should make a food processor. I think I said that before, but I should do that. And oh, didn't realise there was any pollutant in here, or volatile. And there really was, wasn't there? Also didn't know that microwaves could start fires like that, but good to know.
Oxygen critical.
I could just try and process that out, couldn't I? Maybe not all of it, but let's drop it a bit because it's not going to be any good for the plants. Right, let's burn off the volatiles at least, so it won't get any worse now. Okay, that shouldn't be too bad. 0.002%. I think we'll take that. Let's finish it off. There's actually a fair amount of liquid CO2 in there. If I could get at that. It's an interesting idea. In fact, there's a fair amount of fairly generally usable stuff. I think I should connect that to the waste line at some point. Yeah. It's very cold, but it's okay. I'll do that at the same sort of time that I run some hot gas. That's, I mean, it's not a huge amount, but 77 moles is worth having. It's 3 litres as liquid. Really want to let it into the room. I could do, that's another option. But there's some volatiles in there as well, so I don't really want to do that. I'd quite like that 80 moles of oxygen. That would be quite nice to have. I suppose there is an argument to say vent it into this room now and then let the gas processor do its thing, but not when I've already said it's the end of the episode. So let's put the potato in the fridge, pick up the filters, and that will do for now. So good progress. Substation is linked up. The solid fuel generator is moved. That was a major win. And hopefully we now have an expandable power system. Once we've got enough gas, we can pressurise that substation and start expanding the hab. It really does come down to how quickly can I pressurise it. But that clears the way to get on with some new projects next time. So we might do some water generation, although that's going to need oxygen, which we're still in short supply, but we'll see how it goes. Probably just need to burn some more stuff in the furnace, honestly, but we'll see if we can recover some of these little bits of gas we've got locked away in various bits of pipe and tube and stuff, and actually recover some stuff next time. I think that would be a smart thing to do. It's not a huge amount, but I reckon there's a couple of 100 moles of CO2 and 100 or so moles of oxygen locked away that I could definitely make use of. Anyway, till then, have a good time. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.